kind of get the hype going. Yeah, we're here. We're in studio.
We're live.
Yeah, so I'm Jace.
My name is Joel.
I'm Caleb.
My name is Mark.
I'm Matthew. I'm a single cat dad of 2 cats.
Yo, let's talk about video games.
So,
Yo,
the first one I have on here is E3 and our favorite titles. Beyond Good and Evil 2. I will probably talk about it until it's released, like every day. Like, I hope it's not one of those No Man's Sky releases where...
don't get too hyped.
I know,
That's
but it's so hard not
You
to.
have to protect yourself.
I don't-
It could be a letdown. We don't know what.
I don't want to go callous and cold. Favorite title for Mark that you saw? Probably a new Wolfenstein, you think?
Yeah, probably.
You watched a little with me.
I did, and that is really one of the few things that stood out to me that I was looking forward to is that new Wolfenstein title.
I didn't watch E3 whatsoever,
Very nice.
but I'm glad my friends are hyped.
Yes, good.
Woo!
Yeah.
Wonderful.
We can go ahead and swap right to the DLC.
I think that sounds like a good
Okay, cool.
transition to me.
Yeah, so
But yeah, speaking about paid DLC reminds me of another game that I actually was excited about from E3, the new Battlefront game. Who EA says that they're going to, is it of course going to be initially the $60. However, the content updates are going to be free, and there's not going to be any, paid DLC.
Is there still season pass and shit?
and
like that?
no,
No.
see, but it's like this whole idea is catching on with developers and publishers after they make a mistake. Like, why does it keep needing to be repeated? Like if you release a $60 game, DLC needs to be free. People are losing their core fan base because key mechanics of games have to be paid extra for. Battlefront or Battlefield losing a huge group of its fan base because you add cases and you add cool customization and you add maps, but all of those things cost money.
So the two best options that a game publisher could do for a game like this, for a AAA game, would be either you purchase the game outright for $60, and then the 4 DLC packs, whatever number it is, that come out over the next year, would then be free. Alternatively, you could get the game for free, and then you have to purchase all the DLC packs in order to get the expansions.
I think a free game with DLCs like costing is totally acceptable, and I think
acceptable. I just
I
don't
think
think
there
it's the best way to go.
I think there are hundreds of games that have followed that structure, and the only reason why they don't succeed is because the game sucks.
Yeah.
I don't think it's because that business structure sucks. I think that's a really smart business. League of Legends.
Well, I mean, you're just buying skins and stuff.
I know,
Exactly.
but look, the game is good. People enjoyed the game, so therefore,
But I'm talking
And they have
about like
revenue.
the type of DLCs he's talking about, where you get new maps, like new game modes, stuff like that.
then make good map and make a good
Like
game
shit
mode.
that actually splits up the player base.
There are different types of games where different DLC structures are appropriate, but at the end of the day, you shouldn't have to pay for the game twice
Yes.
in order
Yeah.
to get all the content that the developers release. Unless you're talking about like an MMO or some shit like that, where I think there is room for like flexibility in terms of how much they're charging, because the games are totally different and the way you play them is totally different. But when you're talking about normal games, you shouldn't have to pay twice.
Every year, consoles always hype. This is gonna be the best thing ever. New hardware. Okay, I can put new hardware in my computer any
Right,
day I want.
This isn't
I know. This isn't a new conversation.
PC Master Race. is better.
No.
Everyone knows the
I just don't.
difference.
I just think it's a silly gimmick to have. With consoles,
Yeah.
with consoles, it is so, I guess, because it pertains to a certain market, that marketing it as better quality 4K. Now it matches with your 4K TV.
Well, Scott's the kind of
works.
guy who has a 4K TV.
I get
so-
that. I know, and so it definitely appeals to that market, which I'm not knocking on. That's totally fine. If you want to sit on your couch and play on your 4K TV, that's cool. I'll play with you too. I don't care. But the every year still saying strongest console ever is the dumbest thing ever. Why don't you just bring a sick
Because
lineup,
two-
sick exclusives? That's why I want to buy the Switch. That's why I think the Switch had the best thing ever. Their exclusives are awesome.
You're just saying they shouldn't brand it every single year.
Every year a console comes
But I
out.
mean, they do get better. Like
I agree, but
Yeah.
but they come out, they're like, only in 4K.
They
More
gotta get people-
Minecraft
you gotta
4K.
get
It's
people
like,
hyped.
Yeah,
You
that
gotta-
was ridiculous.
Look, at
That
this
was
point,
ridiculous.
but their main goal is just to get the people who already have the Xbox One hyped to buy the next thing. They're appealing to the audience they already know they have.
I agree with you. They're not. Their main goal is not to get people to switch over, because I think the market's well established that people have their consoles because all their friends play on those consoles. Sure. The way you get someone to buy your new console is to release good games. At the end of the day, if there are no games for it, people won't buy it. Nintendo gets that you need to make a good game to get people to play it, and I think that's because Wii U and
that's
Wii.
where I think the Wii U really suffered. The Wii U, I don't think really had any major like good launch titles.
No, the Wii was a joke. The Wii itself,
that did fine.
It was super successful.
Malik Monk, what's up, dude?
Like if you look at Nintendo's stock, when Nintendo released the Wii, their stock has never been that high. It was just ridiculous. The Switch, like Jace is saying, is not a powerhouse. It's not meant to be a powerhouse, but the games. That's all that matters is the games.
This year, the Switch, I'm just like, damn, I want to play that.
Yeah.
I want to play Mario Odyssey. I want to play ARMS looks fun too. I want to play the Zelda. Mario Kart was pretty fun. I mean, I get tired of it because I suck at it, but
because like non-gaming families like still had a Wii.
Right.
Everyone has it. Everyone has two Wiis.
Yeah.
True.
Because everyone can easily use a Wii. Everyone,
They're fun.
Nintendo
to play with other people.
Nintendo can brand itself entirely differently than.
But that's because of their
or an
games,
Xbox.
because of all their exclusives, you know.
Mm-hmm.
cool. I think we kind of exhausted the whole console talk.
Right.
I think we get it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds and Arma mods in general, because there was a game that the original Arma team released very recently. It's called Argo. But the thing is, you have all these Arma mods like Daisy, like PlayerUnknown, and all the other fucking ridiculous Arma mods that are out there, all those zombie ones, and they're all shit. Like, people buy into them, but then a month later, they're not supported, or they're still glitchy as fuck, and they're just frustrating. There's definitely a niche, like a pretty large niche for those games, but niche, same difference.
Well, PUBG's actually got a very
Right,
large
PUBG
following.
is big now. PUBG,
Yeah.
and it's constantly growing, and they have good.
What was the statistic? 40 million.
They have good updates. Like, they're not slacking on that.
40 million.
40,
But it makes me wonder where.
dollars.
Four.
D. 40.
Well, it just makes me wonder with a game like PlayerUnknown, which is a lot more popular and long lasting at this point than those other Arma mods were. What the point of Argo is? Why did they come out with Argo?
That this whole genre I was into during the time. Who was that YouTuber we watched that played Arma 3? Was it Jack Frags? Frankie on PC in 1080p. We watched all his videos for the DayZ mod like crazy. We lived for those because it was just such an interesting game. There was nothing like it, and they failed to capitalize on such a freaking genius idea. Whether it was the Arma 3 team or the people that made the standalone DayZ, and they didn't capitalize on as big as they could. And now PlayerUnknown really, I think, is like, damn, we got to do it and do it better. Whether they made a better game that's mechanically better or bug free, maybe not, but they released it in early access and they released it as a whole, and they definitely captured an audience and money, ton of money. That's why this genre, this whole part of the gaming community confuses me. They keep buying. It's a revamp of an old. It's like every game that's released in the genre is just a new mod. There's a new mod doing the same thing. Why hasn't there been a good standalone?
Zombie.
There are so many. That's what I'm saying. We don't know because there's so many of them.
I suppose.
Everyone keeps doing the same thing. I think this is where it's gonna crash and burn.
I don't know. I mean, I suppose.
Well, I would highly doubt Crash and Burn. I think this
Wow.
is its apex.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to continue to make games like this if they see
A player base for
If
it.
they see a player base for it and deem it profitable. However, it may not do as well. This could be like the World of Warcraft of this style game. PUBG might do a similar thing. It might just, be the Arma 3 mod. But who knows? The next time an Arma 3 mod comes out, that could be the hype train. They could
Cool. So that was the first one. Thoughts?
Conclusions?
Conclusions?
Concluding thoughts, yeah.
Well, we want to kind of wrap up.
Yeah, I think we'll leave it at that for the stream.
Yeah.
If you're watching it right now, thanks. If you're gonna watch this later for some random reason, going through random people's Twitch's profiles and you look on a past video, that's cool too.
And then make it all the way to the end.
Or if you're
Yeah.
watching us on YouTube and this was like spliced up for your pleasure in like 5 minutes,
This might not even be in the video.
yeah, but that's great too.
Balls.
Thank you for tuning in.
It's been a pleasure.
Cool. That's the end. I gotta pee.
We
I gotta pee so bad.
I gotta pee.
ought to have a closer.